How does the Wii Fit free run compare to jogging on a treadmill? Our next guest is here to talk about that. He is the director of the Exergame Lab from SUNY Cortland, and he's been with us before. So, Stephen Yang, welcome back into Tomorrow. How you doing?
Good, Dave. Thanks for having me back again.
It's a pleasure. Since we had you last time, what is new and exciting, and what are you guys working on?
Well, I'm kind of reporting a couple different studies, and one of them that you alluded to is whether or not the games that they play in the virtual world, like Wii Fit, like there's a running game within that software, whether or not that's the same as running on a treadmill. So with some of my students, we did a little study when we did a typical treadmill protocol, a fitness test per se, and we had them run at 5 different stages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, each for 3 minutes, and we took their heart rate, we took their energy expenditure, and also what cadence were they walking and eventually jogging to. So what we then did is went to the Wii Fit within that game. There's something called free run, and had them run at that same cadence that they approximated in the treadmill. So we want to see whether or not the heart rate would be the same and whether or not the energy expenditure would be the same. What would you think the differences would be between the two environments, the treadmill versus the Wii? Which one would you think is more?
I'm going to guess a little bit more with the Wii, only because I'm thinking if you're trying to immerse yourself in the game and compete with those running alongside you, the virtual runners that you're with, that I think maybe there's more motivation there.
Yeah.
Or on a treadmill, depending on what you're watching on the television. I don't know. But I would think that the results would be favoring the Wii. I'm guessing. No.
It was about the same. Over 15 minutes, heart rate average was the same, energy expenditure was the same. We saw little differences per stage in each environment, but overall energy expenditure, overall heart rate was the same. However, what was lower was their the rating of perceived exertion. So that's basically telling us at the end of the session, how tired do you feel? So we asked them to do that in the treadmill protocol, and we also asked them to do that in the Wii Fit. And they were also randomized, so they didn't always get the Wii first or the treadmill first. It was randomized.
Good.
And so, what it's telling us, and it's kind of fitting with a lot of other research, is that playing these games, you get into this sense of flow. And that there's a sense of distraction when you're engaged in the gameplay, and it's enjoyable. It's more enjoyable, and then you don't perceive things to be as hurtful or as tough to do. So
there's not that no pain, no gain mentality, I guess, if you're playing a game, because you have sort of a feeling of accomplishment with a game versus the treadmill. It's like, oh, thank God I'm done.
Yeah, you're looking at when you're on a treadmill, you're looking at the time that's counting down to the end of your thing. But when you're playing in a game, you're just looking for, you're looking to get faster than the person next to you, or you don't want the dog to pass you, or there's someone going the other way and saying, hey, you're going the wrong way. So there's that environmental differences that really come into play as to how people enjoy these experiences. And that's something that we've got to explore a little bit more, is what is it about these environments and elements of the games that makes it, fun to do.
Yeah.
We sometimes forget about it, and that's, I think, why so many people don't exercise, because it's inherently not fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm one of those. I mean, I try to do the treadmill most every morning and watch television while I'm doing it, and it's a pain to me. Honestly, it is. I don't like it.
Right.
I'm glad when I'm finished, and I do feel tired, and I'm not getting what I think I should be getting out of it. But by the same token, when I've had those occasions, rare as they may be, to play a game that's more physical, like the Wii Fit or something, there is more enjoyment, and I can actually see that mentality kind of take it over. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of different factors that go into the games that we kind of look at in terms of how much feedback are the people getting.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads into the second study that we did, where we looked at a wireless dance system called iDance by Positive Gaming. We asked 24 students to play this game for 2 hours, and we wanted to track how much improvement they did on a couple standardized songs. And so what we did is we had 19 of them on the dance pads receiving feedback after each song, but we also had 5 of them that were off pads that didn't have any feedback during the play. Only times that they had it was at the end of the session when they actually had to test on the game. And so we want to know whether or not the in-game feedback had any difference, whether or not getting the feedback would change the amount that they improved or not. Most studies will talk about, the development of competence and skill acquisition, and the importance of feedback feeding into that.
Yeah.
But in this case, in this sample, we had the students that were on the pads and off pads scoring almost identical. It's eerie how similar their scores were. So it was a really neat thing to see how, even if you didn't get feedback, you could still improve. Although when we asked them for their exertion levels and their enjoyment levels, a little bit different because they were a little bit more bored, a little bit,
less interested overall.
Less interested because because they didn't have that interaction with the game and the feedback and the socialization factors that go into playing some of these games.
Gotcha. Well, for more, and of course you can get more about not only what Steven's talking about and his whole team, what they're working on, visit exergamelab.org. We'll have a link for you when you hit us up at intotomorrow.com. Stephen Yang, thanks so much for joining us. And Exergame Lab, keep doing the cool things that you're doing. I think it's fun, and you were having fun at the same time.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks a lot, Dave, for having us.